Have you ever driven through a small town and wondered if there are any really old, unusual rules that might still be on the books, laws you could accidentally break without even knowing? It is a fascinating thought, especially when you consider how many surprising local ordinances exist out there. The direct answer is that unknowingly violating an obscure rule can still lead to legal consequences, though the severity often depends on the specific law, the jurisdiction, and the discretion of law enforcement. While it might seem unfair, simply not knowing about a law does not typically exempt you from its requirements. This concept is rooted in a fundamental legal principle called ignorance of the law is no excuse. The idea is that everyone is presumed to know the law, and if this were not the case, it would be too easy to avoid responsibility by claiming lack of awareness. However, for truly obscure or outdated local ordinances, authorities often use their judgment, and enforcement can be quite rare, focusing more on education than harsh penalties. So, what can you do if you find yourself in such a situation, or if you want to avoid it? The first step is to stay calm and be respectful if questioned by an official. If you believe you have unknowingly violated a rule, politely ask for clarification about the specific ordinance and its implications. You can also proactively research local laws, especially when traveling or moving to a new area, by checking municipal websites or public records. Should a situation escalate, consulting with a legal professional who understands local statutes is always a wise move. It is helpful to understand the difference between laws requiring mens rea and those of strict liability. Mens rea, which is Latin for guilty mind, refers to the criminal intent or knowledge that often must be proven for more serious crimes. For example, stealing requires an intent to deprive someone of their property. Strict liability laws, however, do not requiring proof of intent. Violating the rule itself is enough to be liable, like many traffic laws. Most truly obscure, older ordinances fall into this strict liability category, but prosecutors may be less inclined to pursue charges if there was clearly no malicious intent and the rule is widely unknown. Ultimately, navigating the landscape of unusual laws is about both awareness and an appropriate response. By understanding that ignorance is not a full defense, knowing how to respectfully engage with authorities, and being proactive about local regulations, you can confidently handle surprising legal curiosities and reduce any stress they might cause.